Hello, everyone. Eva Medilek here, and I wanted to share something with those of you who actually struggle with taking a vacation, taking time off, having a moment or a week or two to reset and decompress from your work life, your responsibilities, whatever demands are placed from you. If you have a hard time relaxing, which has been me for many, many years, this is the video for you. Now, for the past 8 years now, my husband and I have been coming to Berlin, Germany from San Francisco, California, to do our annual reset, and that could last for us anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. Now, for me as an entrepreneur and for his business, that's an awful long time to be away. And so it does come with its challenges of how do we stay present with our intention of resetting and taking a break and relaxing while also taking care of our responsibilities and obligations, not to mention our home, our dog, our property, our businesses, my clients, his business with his partner, like all the things. And sometimes it turned out to be more stressful to be away than the benefit that we were hoping to get. And so over the years, I've developed a way, at least for me, to be able to have a both and not an either or. And what I mean by that is to have the opportunity to step away, relax, reset, and fulfill my obligations and responsibilities to my clients, to my team, to people who rely on me, to my business in general. And so I want to share 4 tips with you that will help you on vacation. Now, listen, I know, especially in the United States, not everyone gets to take 4 to 6 weeks off in the summer, but I hope that you have some time, whatever time of year that is for you, where you do have the opportunity to step away and relax and reset. So most people that I know of, and when I was working, we got a week vacation, maybe 2 at tops, and you might be breaking them up like a week for the summer, a week out for the summer, and maybe a winter break or so around the holiday time. So this particular video that I want to share with you is for people who kind of take 2 weeks at a time or more, although you will find some helpful tips. And if you take a week or less, or a few days, or a long weekend. So I think you'll find some nuggets for everyone in here. But the first thing that's really, really important is for you to, number one, set an intention for what your time away is going to be. What are you intending to experience? What do you want the benefits of that time away to be for you? So is it to completely unplug and relax and not have anything to do with anybody for whatever length of time you're away, or for whatever length of time you intend that to be? What is the intention? Is it to completely unplug, or is it just a change of scenery? Like, just be clear on what your intention is on your vacation, on your weekend away, on your day escape, whatever it is for you. For me, with the 4 to 6 weeks away, my intention is to have at least 1 to 2 weeks where I am completely unplugged. Now, for me, that looks different because I am the main responsibility for my elderly father. So I am kind of keeping a finger on that pulse and making sure that there are people helping him and taking care of him, but also to be around to answer questions for emergencies, and definitely to answer the phone for him if he calls. So I make sure that our little apartment here in Berlin has really good Wi-Fi so that I can make Wi-Fi calls and not be charged an arm and a leg for overseas calls. So, but what I love to do is while we're here in Europe, since it's such a huge time difference and so far away, is to take at least the first week and completely make sure that I have time to acclimate, to settle, to not worry about keeping in touch with everybody, to really kind of unplug. And if we're here on the longer end, like the 6 weeks, we also take a 1 week vacation from our getaway, if that makes sense, because it's so easy to hop around in Europe once you're here. So, for example, this trip, we're going to do a day trip next week because it just wasn't in the cards for us, and it wasn't part of our intention this year to take a full week away. But we did start with a vacation in the United Kingdom before we landed at our place in Berlin. And then our plan was to take a couple of day trips while we're here. It just was a year that worked out differently, and we got to be flexible for how we did it. All right. My second tip to you is to schedule. If you do plan to check emails, create content, be on social media, check in with work, if you have, an entrepreneurial business and you have some responsibilities and obligations, if you're away for an extended period of time, pick one day or 2 days that you're going to focus on work, catching up on emails, being in touch with your clients and your products and your team and your services, like whatever it is. If you're away from work and you have a big project going on, pick a day, let everyone know that Tuesday I'm dedicating to work, Wednesday I'm dedicating to work, like whatever that day is. And that is the day that you just set aside to give your full attention to work. So for me, when I'm away so long, I usually have either 1 or 2 days, and it depends on if I have a corporate contract at that time, that I dedicate to work. And that day ends up being in the middle of the week so that we can either take long weekend trips or, be gone for a while and then kind of come back and work if I needed to. And so for me, that day is usually Wednesdays. Whenever I travel for a long period of time, Wednesday is the day that I do fulfillment. I catch up with my emails, I respond to things, make sure, put out fires as they happen. That is the day that I work. So think of it. What is it for you? For example, if you're just going away for a week, I really hope that you can focus for that whole week, because it does take time to kind of decompress, doesn't it? But if you have responsibilities and obligations and you can't be unplugged for the whole week, pick a day. And that's the day you'll catch up on everything, that you'll, respond to everybody's needs of you. And that's the day for work. And it's important, especially if you're away with your family, to communicate those boundaries, to communicate that. For example, for me, my husband has family here in Berlin and other things that he needs to do. And usually when I'm working, he may go out to dinner with a friend or hang out with his sister or something, or go to a concert, because they have completely different tastes in music than I do. And I have no intention of going to concerts that have, what is it, electronica or drum and bass or anything like that. That's just not my jam. I'm a Motown girl or Earth, Wind and Fire. I need some rhythm. So anyway, that's perfect for him to be able to, have a little freedom to do what he needs to do. And again, when we're here, he usually takes a trip for a couple of days to see his mom. And like when I know he's seeing his mom, then I schedule work for the days he's going to be away. So we kind of work it out. We kind of make sure it's a both and. So that was number 2, to schedule time dedicated to work. Don't just kind of take time away from being with friends and family and activities to check emails and stuff. Make a day of it. Okay. It was the third one. Third one is to make sure you have an away message on your email so that people know. And this goes to, part of the responsibility for setting and creating boundaries that I often talk about to protect your energy. When people are sending you an email, I always have a way to get in touch with me in the message if it's urgent. but also so that I don't worry about and stress about not getting back to people, number one, and number two, so that I can take that day that I have set aside and get to people. And so my away response says, expect a slow response because I'm traveling right now. I'm away. I'm away from my office. I'm away from my desk. If it's urgent here, you can reach me. So it alleviates that guilt, that FOMO, that worry about what are people going to think about me? I didn't get back to them, and so on and so forth. And so that was a third. The fourth one is release the guilt and the FOMO. Release the fear of missing out, the fear of missing out on opportunities. If an opportunity is meant for you, it'll be there for you when you get back. Okay? Don't worry about it. Release the guilt of not being available to respond to everyone at every moment, at every second of the day, like you usually do, because I'm sure you do, because I was like that as well. Release the guilt. Have fun, relax. The world isn't going to fall apart. And I should add, as number five, take a break from the news. The news of the world has not been the most relaxing thing to listen to in the last number of years, especially since COVID. And so sometimes it's great to kind of step away. If there's a major catastrophe, earthquake, blow up, or whatever it's happening, I'm sure your phone will alert you at some point that something major is happening. But until then, just release, have fun, and know that work will be waiting for you when you get home. Don't worry about it. But yeah, there is a way to create a both and I know people don't like to travel or step away because of what they might miss out or the pile up of work. So, you know, instead of spending time every day on your vacation, on your holiday, on your getaway, on your reset, checking in with work, worrying about work, responding to emails, all of that, just pick a day or two to dedicate to work and relax the rest of the time. Do what you need to do, but set an intention on what your getaway, your vacation, your summer trip is going to look like for you. And with that being said, I hope you are having a wonderful summer, because at the time of this particular video, it is summertime. It is the month of July, and I am not at my office at home, but I am at in my bedroom in Berlin, coming to you to just kind of share how to create a both and make it work, because it was rough for me the first couple of years figuring out how to make it work, not feeling guilty. My husband would make dinner plans, and because of the time difference, oh, I have to see a client, or I scheduled a client. And so, we're now kind of got our rhythm, our groove, our sync, that Wednesdays and Thursdays are days at work. And if we're planning evenings out with anybody, it's going to be the rest of those days while I'm here in Berlin with a change of scenery. So let me know what it is for you. Let me know in the comments. And if you're struggling with how to do this, I just want to invite you to go to talkwitheva.com. I am more than willing to help you kind of figure it out for your life so that you can really, have those yearly or quarterly or monthly or daily resets to help you maintain your energy to show up as your best self. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.